This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Glitter and Lasers, aka Anna's Running Journey. This is the third episode in this weird documentary that she's been doing, and this is my running journey, time to run my first 5K. Now, I know that she ran her 5K on St. Patrick's Day or thereabouts, because it was the St. Patrick's Day 5K. And I know that her time for the 5K was roughly an hour, give or take a couple minutes. I think it was like 59 minutes or something like that. And her running pace was effectively 19 minutes for a mile, which is very low. That's lower than the average walking pace for a mile is. Just putting some perspective out there. And Anna ran the 5K. I guess we should say Anna completed the 5K. And in that aspect, that Anna completed the 5K, props, because I sure as hell didn't do it. So, Anna did a 5K and she completed the 5K as far as we can tell. I guess we'll find out more in this video. That being said, I know that she's also applied for the Disney 10K, and I don't know much about it. I just know what people have been telling me in the comments section, but from the sounds of it, the Disney one has a, 16-minute mile that you need to get to. And if you don't, they do something called sweep you, which is basically they've got like some pacer runners that have flags. And if you go behind the person with the flag, they will come and pick you up on a bus and drive you to the finish line because you're going too slow. And I just on the one hand, that cracks me up because it's like, well, you lost, but you still get to go to the finish line. It's just I feel like that would be a really bad ego blow, and I really don't know how Anna's going to handle that because Anna's running pace was like 19 minutes a mile at the St. Pat's 5K, so that's 3 minutes longer than the longest they want you to take running a mile in Disney. Now, I also hear that it's very competitive, so there's a chance she won't get in at all. These are just things that I have heard about it. As someone who A, doesn't like Disney, and B, doesn't like running long distances like this, I don't know. But I am interested to see what's going on. Again, props to Anna for even completing the 5K, honestly. I mean, there's something to be said about that. But Anna is entrenched in fat acceptance and health at every size. And one of the tenets of those groups is that the morbidly obese people are as healthy and as physically capable as non-morbidly obese people, to the point where anything you can do, I can do better kind of a situation. So Anna and her cohort believe that they can run a 5K, they can run a marathon, they can swim for long distances, they can go hiking for miles and miles. They believe that they are physically capable of doing anything that a trained athlete can do. And their morbid obesity does not hold them back in any way. There's lots of reasons to not believe that, but I guess when your whole identity is wrapped up in your literal weight, I guess you got to come up with something. Now, I am not... Okay, let me put it this way. I don't like fat acceptance, and I don't like health at every size. So that you need to know those two things going into this. Anna, on the other hand, I'm kind of neutral on Anna. I actually kind of feel bad for her, not to lie. I've been reading her self-help book, A Life Full of Glitter, and I'm on chapter 4, and it's very sad. It's very sad. So I kind of understand Anna a little bit better now that I've read this book or now that I'm reading this book, and I don't know. So Anna as a person, I kind of don't not like her. I mean, I like her, but I don't think she and I could be friends. Let me put it that way. I think she would annoy the hell out of me because Anna is also, she's terminally unique. She has to be unique, which is one of the places where this running thing is coming from. You don't see a lot of morbidly obese people running 5Ks. So that makes Anna special because Anna's running a 5K. So anyway, I got some questions. I'm hoping some of these will get answered in here. We'll talk about them if they don't, but let's jump into this and get going. Oh, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We are at, I think we're at 46K. Yeah, 4,600 subscribers at this point. Numbers are hard. So there's that. And thank you to everybody who has been supporting the channel and every one of my subscribers. You guys rock. And yeah, I just wanted to say that before we get into this. So let's go.
I have always been told I can't run. I know I'm.
You were literally told by your trainers that you don't run. Like, it's not that you can't. You were literally told that you don't. So.
Not going to be fast. I know that I'm not going to win. I think I'm going to really struggle. If I'm honest with myself, I think it's going to be maybe harder than I want to admit. It's just freeing. It's freeing to do something that people tell you is impossible, to prove that you can do this like super hard thing.
I get what you're trying to do here, but what you're missing is people telling you that you probably don't want to do it because it's bad for you. Like, it's the damage that you are doing and potentially could suffer in this situation it could be life altering. Like, you could take a knee out, like take your knee out. Is it really worth that to you? Is it really worth risking lifelong damage to your body just to prove to people that you can run a 5K, as opposed to slowly working up to it, losing the weight so that you're at a safe weight to run at, and then running the 5K? You know, wouldn't that be better? But I guess not. And why are you putting the Marines on blast? Like, what the fuck, Anna? Yes, Anna, you are a Marine. And Alexander Rodriguez is a bodybuilder.
I think that success for me is just doing it.
I guess. I'm going to get hit with copyright, aren't I? Ugh. Nope, she's still doing music. These are all things that she's put into shorts. Anyway, these are all things that she's put into her shorts where we've seen her working out with her trainers, and she keeps saying, I'm going to run, I'm going to run, I'm a runner, I'm a runner. She hasn't run yet. Like, the trainers have literally told her, you don't run. The guy who's been her top trainer is like, yeah, you don't even really walk fast. So he's like, let's get you walking correctly first. And that's all we've done. We haven't run yet. So I'm just interested to see where this goes, I guess. Yeah, thanks. I didn't really need to see that. Now I'll turn the sound on. 12 days before race day.
My plan was I was supposed to run today, but I think I'm going to run tomorrow and just give it an extra day.
Okay.
Also, thoughts and theories. I think I maybe need to slow down to go fast. I just don't want to.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Who is she talking to? Why are they ignoring her? Why is she telling her trainers what she's going to do? Isn't the point of a trainer to, like, train you, ergo they know what you should be doing and you should just be like, okay, like, but of course it's Anna, so.
Injure myself, and I think learning this, it's like I don't want to go up in the amount I'm running until I feel confident that I'm running when I'm running safely.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, that's a great plan.
Who is this guy? We've not met this guy. This guy's new. How you be in this documentary without being introduced properly?
And so I was like, okay, let's not plan the 5K until I feel comfortable. Because I feel like then I just feel like I keep pushing it out, and I don't want to push it. Like, I'm not trying to avoid it, but as I said to John, and I'll say again, I don't want to run a race. I want to run for life.
Okay. Anna and her deepities.
One of the biggest indicators of like your success and how you're going to do and things like that.
Who are you?
In any given race, is just like, do you feel confident in yourself? Do you feel comfortable with what you're doing and your training plan, right?
I was working with my doctors to try to uncover what had caused me to become so inflamed. But
Who is this guy? Seriously, who is this guy? We've never been introduced to this guy before. If we did, I missed it.
I can't deny I felt so frustrated
Because her TRX trainer's a woman.
to work so hard, but to feel even further from my goal than I was when I began.
Training plans are there to be like a good guideline, especially like if you're somebody who likes structure and likes numbers and you want to like know what to do, then they're a great resource. They're also not gospel, right? So if you have a bad week or something like that, that's fine.
Okay, I get that he's not trying to be a drill sergeant. I guess I just have a different perspective on like training. I feel like if I went to and paid money to have a person train me, I would want to at least try to do it the way they tell me to. You know? I mean, maybe you have to go through a couple trainers before you find somebody who's gonna understand how to train you, I guess. If you buy into that whole everybody's a special snowflake kind of a thing. But, like, isn't the whole point of having a training plan to stick to the training plan? I get if you have to, like, alter it here or there. Like, you know, what if she really did injure herself and she still wants to keep training? There's probably things she can do while she's recovering. But I don't know. I feel like that's a setup for, I feel like saying what he said is a setup for Anna being able to be like, well, I'm not going to do it. Kind of like she was doing at the very beginning of this video. I think for me, yeah, Anna, but you're not the trainer. And I feel like the point of the trainer is to kind of like, well, A, train you, and B, get you to push your limit. Not to the point of injury, but like, stop saying I can't and maybe try saying I can.
Right? But again, like we said earlier, like the goal is to be as comfortable and as confident as you can be on race day.
I'm being smart about myself right now.
Okay.
And like, it will crush me if we set a date and I don't achieve it. Even if I do everything right, if I set that date and I don't hit it, I'll be mad at myself. Okay. So I think it's better for me to say, let's just keep going and we'll see where we're at in like a month. And if we're progressing a lot and my muscles growing, you know, in line, then we'll like, great, now we can schedule.
Muscles are growing. Do you know how long it takes to grow muscle, especially as a woman?
But it may not be the case, so it's okay. So my plan was actually to go for a walk, maybe even a run after this session, but I'm learning to slow down to go fast.
This is her new thing. I'm going to slow down to go fast, just like I like it. Or is it just the way I like it?
So we're going to have a rest day because that's what my body needs. And this whole journey is about learning to listen to my body. And guess what? I'm not very good at it, but
okay. I feel like that's your excuse a lot of times for things. I'm listening to my body. I guess.
get better.
Oh, I can hit M? Hey. Her music's copywritten, so that's why there's like quiet parts. I may put my intermission music in here. I may not. Someone was like, could you pick any other song than Copacabana? And I'm like, no, I cannot. Even at her fastest pace, both feet never leave the ground. So, and just because it says applause there doesn't mean there's applause. This is all the same day because she's wearing the same outfit.
Intervals is because of my heart rate. And running for a minute, when I stop, my heart rate's at 174. So the goal is to try to improve on that. Be able to run the same distance, but not be as exerted. So I just wanted to mark the starting point. Life lesson that this has taught me is sometimes the easiest route is actually not the best route for you in the long run. So it's gonna be hard for a while, but then a lot easier in the future and forever. Amen.
I had a friend who was training, well, I had an acquaintance, let me put it that way, who was training way back in the day. And they got a heart rate monitor just so that they could keep track of their heart rate because I guess the goal is to keep your heart rate low while you're running. Is that what it does? Keeping your heart rate low allows you to go further, longer? Is that the deal with the heart rate thing? I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing for her, but I don't know if it's really something she needs to worry about at this point. Oh wait, I meant to mute it. This is all the same day. This is the same outfit.
I have this knee injury that I am working through, and
So she did injure herself. So Anna did end up doing the thing that everybody was afraid that she would do, and that's injure her knees. And she's pushing through the injury. Okay.
we got about, I guess this is about 2 1/4 in, and I'm just starting to have some pain. The way they told me is to keep going if it's below a 4. So I'm right on that border right now, and I'm trying to call it. I'm gonna try to stretch my leg out a little bit, as I did earlier, and it kind of helped, and see if I can get the pain to go away a little bit.
So you have a 520-pound client with a knee injury who is insistent on running and putting excessive strain on said knee, and you tell them to keep training, keep running or speed walking until the pain is at a 4, and then you should stop? Look, guys, I don't fuck around with my joints. That just seems like, for her specifically, that just seems, or anybody who's like morbidly obese and doing this, it seems like a recipe for disaster. I think if maybe you're a fit runner already and you're already not at a dangerous weight like this, maybe that's okay for you, but that's not the situation here. And to me, that just sounds like bad advice. Also, I wonder if they actually told her that or if she's just making it up.
So we'll see.
So yeah, you can see her limping already.
What I've done is I'm just trying to do the tiniest steps in the most perfect form so that it hurts the least. So it's really slow, but I think it's the safest way for me to get back to the car, which is still about a 1/4 of a mile away. So part of the process.
There's absolutely no way you couldn't have sent John to go get the car and come back and pick you up. I mean, some trails are like that. There's a trail around here that once you're at a certain point, there's no way to get a vehicle there unless you're like the park department, and they'll come get you. And I feel like that'd be the last thing you'd really want in this kind of a situation, because I feel like that really would be an ego blow. I'm not trying to be mean.
A lot of people forget is everybody has bad days. And it's whether you get up after that bad day and keep pushing that makes all the difference.
Okay, this is more of her training.
Patterns, getting a little bit more of a hip hinge so you can find more of that butt work. Anna today on. We are working with Anna today on finding a little bit better in removing patterns, getting a little bit more of a hip hinge so you can find more of that butt working, find some more comfort in where her core is, where her trunk is, and just finding better walking patterns in general.
Look at how hard she's stepping. Watch how hard she steps here.
Trunk is and just finding better walking patterns in general. The name of the game right now is just to build better cardio health, to get a better platform for where we need to be running that 5K and beyond.
Oh yeah.
I'm tired after working out. This is literally what I think hell is like, but it's all part of the process.
In PT, we did a lot of exercises to make sure my glutes were activating.
Today, we are working on dynamically controlling flexion and extension.
Does she literally have every single person at Run Lab working with her? Because like every scene has been a different trainer. Like, A, how many people work here? And B, every single one of them is training Anna? She doesn't have a dedicated trainer?
ultimately trying to apply it into running, but first using this step-up exercise.
This would help take pressure off of my knee, and since I was coming off of a re-aggravated knee injury, this was critical. A lot of the times doing these exercises, I felt silly, but slowly I began to see my run actually improve.
Do you know what it is? It's because I'm thinking, roll your foot, roll your foot.
Which again, great for the drill. But let the drill be the drill. You just run.
That doesn't happen with me. I'm an overthinker.
I couldn't
But I'm special and I couldn't possibly do the thing you just told me to do. Okay, Anna, just listen to the trainer.
tell you which
Okay, I think I'm just going to risk the copyright hit because worst case scenario, it'll cut it out because the subtitles are making me crazy and so is trying to figure out when I need to pause it for the music. So we'll see. We'll see.
exercises did what. I just know that being consistent about them, showing up and doing them day after day, did actually begin to change the way I ran.
Okay. No. Let's
We
keep
also
going.
worked a lot on building my power and also the actual stance in which I ran to help increase the way I would impact the ground to move myself forward.
This is trying to get your brain and your body able to produce force faster, right? In a very safe environment.
I really have been prioritizing running, which has been hard,
Yeah.
but I'm finally seeing progress. Not that I wasn't prioritizing it before, but I'm like,
Different.
it's different. It's like, I don't try to do it on the same day I lift because it's too much for me right now. And then that's like I'm destroyed after, and then I don't want to do it again.
I can't get over that. I don't do it on the same day that I lift. Girl, we've seen you lift. You can probably run and lift on the same day. It's fine. It's like me. You guys, went to the gym and I was lifting heavy today. Got a whole 50 pounds on the fly machine. I'm ripped. Sorry. It's just... If it makes you feel better to say that kind of stuff, I guess. Sure, whatever. It's just, I can hear the bodybuilding community behind me going, ah, when she says shit like that. Anyway, because every time she says she runs, the running community comes into my comment section and they're like, she's not running. I'm just like, but just let her think she is. Just let her have a delusion for her own sake. Ooh. Okay, sorry. We're back to this now.
So if I do it on its own day, then it's not that bad. Michael was like, let's just get to the 5K. Let's do it. And
This is Michael.
honestly, I don't care how fast. I know that you want me to go fast, but I just want to finish.
I just want you to complete it without being hurt and feel
Yes.
like good about yourself.
Exactly.
I could honestly care less what your time is.
Okay.
I mean, that's fair.
I just want you to
10K is a
feel
little bit harder because I can't get swept. So
fair. But number
They didn't sweep her at a 19-minute mile? How slow was she? Wow. Wow. Okay.
one goal is like, do I feel confident doing this? And do I feel like I accomplished something versus like,
Yeah.
I got through it, but that I didn't enjoy.
Or is she talking about the Disney one already? And she doesn't want to get swept at the Disney one.
I felt exhausted. I felt overwhelmed, and the idea of being able to run 3 miles nonstop seemed further than it had ever been before.
3.1 miles, I think.
I can do this. I've done this before. Yes, it feels harder, but it's not impossible. It's okay to go slow.
When did you do this before? Because I'm reading your book, and you talked about how you were a runner then, and literally in last episode you were told that you've never run. So when did you run 3 miles?
We just need to finish it. Yeah, I can do this.
The melodrama of this is just... Anna... Okay, let's stop for a minute here and have a moment. Anna is incredibly curated, and this video, the parts of it that she is in are like this here. These are staged, and you can tell they're staged because she's acting, and the reason you know she's acting is because none of this is coming off very sincere, and that's because Anna's acting through it. Like, I'm not saying she doesn't feel bad, I'm not saying she isn't pressed, I'm not saying any of those things, but when she's on the camera recording for these moments, she's over emoting, she's being overly dramatic, she's playing up to the camera. So it comes off insincere. And that's an unfortunate side effect of it, because it could very well could be that she really does feel this way, but it's not coming off the way she wants it to come off, because when the camera is on her, she just dials it up to 11 and it just doesn't work. It just comes off unbelievable, which is why I think a lot of people call her on things, is because she feels like she's acting, and it's because I think she is. Again, it doesn't mean she isn't feeling these things. It just means when the camera is on her, she can't help herself and she has to act for the camera. And it's like, girl, just stop. Just let it be. You know, you're the one always saying that. Take your own advice.
Still, I made myself show up, even though every time I was there, I felt like I was being completely unrealistic. For some reason, I just kept showing up.
For some reason, I just kept showing up. I still say these are ads for Run Lab. Hannah's hair is thin like mine, and I feel bad because, like, it is so hard to get a cute braid with short, thin hair. Like, I gave up on them. I used to have pretty braids. I used to have nice hair. Look at all this crap in the background. What is this? Look at all this packaging and crap in the background. Like, seriously.
My stomach is in knots. I do not feel great, but we're still gonna do this.
So, since we're on race day, I want to talk about things that are missing from this. In the last episode, the teaser for the next episode was her showing the TRX training and talking about the training that she's been going through, the physical therapy she's been going through. Unless I've missed an episode, which I'm pretty sure I haven't, but I'll go back and check. We've skipped over all of the TRX training, which is interesting because that was the training she was getting the most criticism for, because the trainer had her jumping, and jumping fairly high, no less. And she got a lot of people asking her, should she be doing that? Her form was not great. This is bad for your knees. Who the hell is telling you to do this? And I think it's interesting that she looks like she initially had that set up to be in one of these documentary videos, but has decided to cut it now. I find that interesting. I also know that she's done a lot more training running than she's putting in this video, because pretty much all of the running came from the same day, and I know that because the outfit was the same. And she's got enough clothes that she just kind of doesn't wear the same thing every day. And also I know that she's put out like a crap ton of shorts and TikToks showing herself training and running, and she's always in a different outfit. So I noticed that this video is devoid of a lot of that, like all of it. I also know that she went to some other city before this run, before this 5K, and she was training in that city. So also, like, we're not getting introduced to any of these trainers. And in the first video, she made a point of introducing people. So I wonder if there wasn't a video here that just didn't make it. Did I miss a video? I'll go back and check, but I've been trying to keep a close eye on this because I've been waiting for this episode. Let's take a second and go check real fast. Maybe I just missed it. Yeah, see, this is the last video. This is the last video that we watched 2 weeks ago. And then we had this weird bathing suit thing. This one was the really weird one because she clearly didn't like any of it. And mostly it was because it didn't fit her. And now we're here. So there hasn't been anything in between this video where, like I said, we ended it with a teaser at the TRX training, and now we're here. So What happened to the episode that's between these two? Because there clearly was one, and it's not here now. Anyway, let's go.
Okay. When I started this journey, I set my success as just finishing, and I'm going to stick with that. I think I can do better than just finishing. I think I can probably potentially have a new record in the speed at which I finish this distance, but
So what would that look like? What would that be? Like, tell us now. And maybe she will. But I would feel a lot better if she established before the race what that would look like, as opposed to after the race, than saying, oh, by the way, I got a new record. I would rather that happen, because it's very easy to change things in hindsight and very hard to stick to things that you've declared beforehand. But knowing Anna, she won't do that.
I have to remind myself that take the win where the win is. And a couple months ago, I didn't think this was possible. So just doing it is the win. And I need to be happy and excited about just doing it.
I know runners do a lot of weird stretching before they start running. So I know there's guys at the gym who do all these weird little calisthenic stretches before they work out, and I'm just like, maybe I'm doing it wrong, because I just go in and work out. But I also don't work out that hard, so.
A little bit of anxiety.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot harder than it normally is.
Yeah.
So
It's the people, it's the energy, it's something different.
From a lot of people that, are we seriously 16 weeks earlier? Really? Anyway. I heard from a lot of people that the energy at these kind of things is actually kind of infectious. So, I don't know.
I think I'll be really stressed and scared that I won't show enough improvement. And if I could tell myself anything, it would be just remember why you did this. It wasn't to be good at it. You did it to get back to something that made you really happy. So remember that and just
I'm laughing at this guy with the baby back here. Oh, there's two of them. Look at them. They're like, yeah, we're the baby squad. They did run with her. I wondered if they would pace with her. Because clearly they're capable of not. So because she said they were going to run it with her, and I wondered if they were going to just be in the race and run at their own pace, or if they were going to pace with Anna. And I will give them props for pacing with her, as opposed to just blowing her out of the water. So I think that's kind of nice, but also judging by her number, she registered way later than Anna did. I'm just waiting for the copyright strikes. I will say the music's kind of groovy. This woman's walking faster than Anna is running.
running kind of feels like flying in a lot of ways. It's something you always dream about and want to do, but feels impossible. And I don't know how to explain it any other way, other than it's the closest to flying I'll get.
I guess I'm a weirdo. I don't want to do this. I guess I'm just a weirdo. Nothing against people who do. Seriously, as long as you're not running out in front of my damn car, I don't give a shit, honestly. This is cool. You do you, man. But no.
I wanted to go at 20, and I'm going at like 19:30.
Yep.
Right now in this mile. So I'm happy with that.
Yep.
So her goal pace was 20-minute miles? Okay.
Yeah, you're on pace. You said you're at a goal time, and you're on pace to hit that goal time. You went out there.
All right, well, at least we know what she set it at, so. Really should quit hear me out. I feel like in this sort of a situation, constantly checking your watch to see what your pace is like watching the clock before, you know, till recess kind of a thing. Like it's I feel like A, it's going to distract you, and B, it's not going to be helpful in like hitting your goal, I guess what I'm saying is, like, I feel like just putting your head down and going is probably more productive than constantly checking your watch. Because like every single clip that they've shown so far, well, not every single clip, but a lot of the clips that they've shown of her while she's running, she's checking her watch and she's checking her pace. And I just think that's not, I feel like that would be way too distracting, especially since you're already worried about meeting a pace that is very low, by the way. Honestly, watching her do this shit kind of makes me curious about what my own running pace is. And so I'm kind of like, I just wonder what mine would be. I don't know. But I also don't have the drive to go out and find out. So there you have that. Now, were the Marines flashing her the high sign because they saw Anna running and they're just like encouraging her, which is possible, or did they see the camera and they wanted to ham it up? Place your bets down below. Alright, I have no idea where we are. I have no idea what's going on. I just got back from buying a brand new car. I love it to death, but it took 4 hours. I'm done with cars. There's a long story here. We're not getting into it in this video, but the goal is to get done with this video. We are at 4:37. We got like 2 minutes left-ish. So let's see if we can't knock this out with some final thoughts. Again, I don't remember where we are, and I'm not going back to check. Actually, I could go back and check it. Let me check. All right, I was just giving commentary on the Marines, apparently. So, God, I'm going to get hit with copyright so hard on this, aren't I?
You got this. Woo. All right, here we go. Once we hit that stop sign,
Oh, God.
finish line is in sight.
Okay. You know, I'm really proud of myself. This is way faster than I thought I was going to do it.
Her and Amber, they're just perpetually proud of themselves no matter what they do. They're just always proud. Proud. They could be sitting in abject filth and the house could be on fire around them and they would be proud of themselves because they put pants on that day. It's a little ridiculous at certain points. So whatever. Again, she's running. Well, okay. She's walking a 5K. I didn't do it, but you know, it's just whatever. I'm torn. Like, on the one hand, I want to be like, good for you, Anna. You did the 5K. But on the other hand, I want to be like, you've been training for 16 weeks or longer or something crazy like that. Like, you've been training since at least November for this 5K that you're the one who's hell-bent on doing. And your goal time that you set for yourself was a 20-minute mile. I mean, I guess. People were saying she ran this in like 50 some odd minutes, but if this is the count clock, that's an hour and 5. Unless I'm insane. So that's an hour and 5, not 50 some odd minutes. I mean, I think it's awesome that the Run Lab people are here to... Look, she's still checking that fucking watch, man. Get out of your own head. You were way too deep in there. And she's gonna get her little completion thing, but, you know, cool. But she would... What? Her time's an hour and 5 minutes, not 50 some odd minutes.
58:38.
58:38. All right, those of you who do this stuff, I don't understand. The big red clock says an hour and 5. Does that mean that, or is it like the hour of 1:05 and some seconds? Is that what that is? Is that the time itself, like the literal time? And she has been running for 50 some odd minutes. Is that what's happening here? Because otherwise, that clock says an hour and 5. I don't care what your watch says.
You beat your time. Let's throw up.
You beat your time? She's never done this before. How could she be beating time? Unless she set an hour for herself and she beat it by 2 minutes. Okay, first off, let's appreciate the fact that this being the St. Patrick's Day 5K, that is a bottle opener on the completion medal. Let us appreciate this, please. And you know, she completed it, so good for her. Like, I really am happy for her that she completed it. She walked the damn thing. That's it. Like, I'm confused about the time, because the big red clock definitely said 1:05. Her trainer said something like 58. So I'm really confused, is basically what it comes out to. Which one of those is correct? Now, here's the next question. Does she continue to go to Run Lab, or has she completed the goal and now she's done being a runner? Kind of a thing. Like, she did the thing, she's proved us all wrong, she shuffled her way through a 5K, she's going to call it running, whatever. I know those of you who run don't like that. Take it up with Anna. So, but my question is she going to continue to try to get better, or is her time with Run Lab done now? Like, she's an expert now, you know? Yay! It's time for Anna's incomprehensible word dribble at the end of every one of these. Like, it'll have nothing to do with anything.
In my life, I've limited myself a lot by being afraid to try things that I wouldn't immediately succeed at. And I think if running has taught me anything, it's taught me that there is a lot of joy and slow and steady progress. And I think we take that joy for granted and sometimes don't even acknowledge it. It's not about the big wins. It's not about the small wins. It's about showing up for yourself every day. And then when you come to do something like this, you exceed your expectations because you put in the consistent work. If I show up for myself, I will eventually be and have the life I want again. And this is just one step there. So what's next for me is...
To be continued. So I guess maybe we are going to go to Disney? So, okay, maybe she is going to complete or continue her journey with Run Lab. We'll be here for it. Things I noticed, and I don't know if I mentioned earlier, because I can't remember what happened at the beginning of all of this. She took out all of the Run Lab training her to jump shit, which is something that people have been very critical about because she's 520 pounds and she shouldn't be jumping. But, you know, what do we know? Here in the Fixing My Walk video, I'm not nuts. Let's see, this is her talking about her stupid shoes. Yeah. She's taken out all the TRX training for the most part, I've noticed. And again, the TRX training is where she was getting the most criticism with Run Lab because they were having her jump. Saying something to the effect of that's going to, like, correct her walking or something. And sure, most of the running that she showed as part of her training all came from the same day. Like, that was the same outfit. That was the same day that she was running. So I know she's done more because she's got a bajillion different clips and stuff up. She even went to another city and ran. And I think she had clips of that in here in one of her montages, her 80s training montage. But I think the lack of the TRX training is kind of an interesting void, given that she's teased it in both of the videos. I do think it's interesting in the first two videos, we get to listen to her trainers and stuff, and they're basically like, well, the main trainer guy, he was like, we're going to teach you to walk first. And he wasn't in this one at all. Like, we saw a whole bunch of new people, none of which did we get introduced to. Like, we don't know who any of these people are. So I don't know what's going on there. She seems to have like 14 different trainers. I'm over exaggerating, but it seemed like in every clip she was with a different trainer. None of them were the guy that was teaching her how to walk. So what happened to that dude? I think it's nice that they ran with her or just kind of like jogged along beside her during the entire thing. I think that's kind of nice, especially since I don't think she would have completed it otherwise, to be perfectly frank. And maybe she knew that, and maybe that's why she had them do that. Here's my question, though. Would RunLab have done that with any other client? Because would RunLab have done that with a client that didn't have 2.1 million followers on YouTube and elsewhere? And who was paying them probably a shit ton of money to prove that obese women can run? Because remember, there's no right way to run, you guys. I'm just saying. Would the entire office have shown up to shout support at that person, another person who was running? I'm just like, it seems like she's getting a extraordinary amount of support and like service from RunLab. But this is totally not a promotion for RunLab. I guess since it's going to be continued, I guess we're going to Disney, so that'll be interesting. Because somebody was saying that Disney's pace is 16 minutes, and she was like, her goal for herself during this 5K was 20 minutes, which I think if she really did run the thing in an hour and 5 minutes, I think that would be 20. Because there was only 3 miles. Yeah, no, she was running a 20-minute mile, like a little over 20-minute mile. If she really did run it in a minute 5 or an hour 5. Instead of 58 minutes like the trainer was saying. But again, I don't do these, so those of you who do, let me know. Either way, she was still doing a 19-minute mile. So she was only beating her goal by a minute. But she's still 3 minutes away from the slowest pace that Disney will accept. So she's probably going to get swept if she goes to Disney. I guess we'll find out. I mean, maybe she'll train herself up to shuffle a 16-minute mile. I don't know. Speedwalkers. Okay, because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to Google properly. A 15-minute mile is considered brisk. So I'm guessing a speedwalker is going to be something above 15 minutes a mile. Anna's still 4 to 5 minutes away from a brisk walking pace. And that's a 10K. So that's twice the distance she went here. And you could tell just from the camera that she was absolutely miserable at points. Like, she was basically standing still at certain points, which probably did not contribute to her mileage. Your mileage may vary. Anyway, in the end, she did complete the 5K. So props. That's awesome. I think, just judging by the camera, she was literally the last person to cross the finish line, but whatever. It is what it is. And yeah, do I want to say she's a runner? No, I really don't. Do I think it was a good idea for her to do this? I don't think so. But, she did it. Whatever. She's proven us all wrong, you guys. She admits in this video to having hurt her knee, or what did she say? Re-injured or something, her knee, thereby claiming that it wasn't the running that injured it, even though She's injured it somehow and re-injured it while learning to run. So, you know. And that was something that people were really worried about her doing, was damaging her knee joints especially. So there's that. I'm personally interested in what the recovery from this looked like, because Anna's got multiple shorts where she goes for a run and then appears to immediately come home and go to bed. She immediately comes home, puts on her PJs, and gets into bed. I'm assuming somewhere in there she showers, but it's a common thread in her shorts, especially her running shorts, that she takes some ibuprofen before she even goes running. She does some, you don't even see her recovery after her running. Her recovery appears to be putting on her PJs and getting into bed. But she doesn't run on the days she lifts, you guys. So there's that. Something I have noticed over the course of this that isn't necessarily in these videos, but I've noticed in her shorts, she's not putting up things that she cooks anymore. She did put her snackle box up, which is just absolutely ridiculous. And she put up some kind of yogurt parfait thing that was basically a small meal in a jar. Those are the last two things I remember seeing her cook, or prepare, I guess is the better word. She did actually prepare them, but I haven't seen her cook an actual meal lately. And I wonder if that's because she was getting like a lot of criticism for her cooking. But Anna's also very closed. She doesn't really share what she eats or how much she eats with her audience. But I mean, you don't get to 520 pounds eating cheese and crackers. So, or maybe you do. I just think that's an interesting like thing that has occurred while these are coming out, is that there's a lack of food videos on YouTube. I haven't checked her Instagram in a minute. I probably should. All right. All that being said, if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and put a shamrock or a 4-leaf clover down in the comment section. Again, she completed it. There you have it. So, you know, whatever. She finished it. I would like to know what the recovery looked like, because that'll tell me how much of a toll this took on her. But I don't think we'll see that, because Anna really doesn't share that either. So obviously there's another part to this coming out. So there's a 4th video that we need to be waiting on for this. I still think it's suspicious that we just kind of went from buying the shoes to learn to run in to running the 5K, as if there was nothing in between. There was nothing there in between. There was a montage-y kind of thing going on in this, but I feel like she rushed to get this out and forgot to do the in-between video between the second video and this video. It just feels like there's a video missing here, to the point where I was like, did I miss one? And I even went and checked, and as far as I can see, there is not. So she either, you know, if she posted it, she's taken it down before I saw it, or it just never got posted, which I suspect is actually what happened. It's going to be interesting. But anyway, yeah, so go ahead and leave a shamrock or a 4-leaf clover, they're the same thing, down in the comment section, and that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. Ding, ding. And that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Me, because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.